for joining me again today for another video for my Project Live Monday video series. So for today I've got week 32 for you, and I'm going to be mainly using the Calico documentary kit called Pool Party from July 2016, as well as a bunch of products from Ali Edwards and the Hip Kit Club, and the latest edition, which is the Felicity Jane kit as well. And the one I'm going to be using is called Felicity from September 2016. So let's start by working on the title page. I decided to use this photo here, which is of me on our holiday in Japan with the fast train, and I decided to use the core word bubble thing, which came in the stuffed story kit from Ali Edwards, and also the chipboards that are from the Felicity Jane kit, which is called Felicity, as I said before. So to spell the number 3 and 2, so week 32. I'm also cutting out that a label, which is from the printed sticker label thing, which you get from the Felicity Jane kit. And now I'm just going to be stamping the dates using my roller date stamp from Project Live. And I'm actually using the brand new ink pad, which I purchased from Ali, which is called, the color, it's actually an orange color, but the actual color itself is called Tillamook, I believe. And yeah, so that is what I'm doing there. And the label itself is actually printed on a sticker kind of adhesive back sheet, which initially I couldn't actually work out how to peel out the backing of it. But I think after a little while, I worked out that it kind of has a break in behind the backing has a break, and then if you kind of pull it back a little bit, you can actually easily peel it out. So that's what I did. And so I stuck it down using, well, it's already had adhesive, so that was good, and stuck it down. So that is it. And now I'm working on to the photo on the top right there, and what I'm doing here is essentially cutting out all the word phrase stickers, which from the Felicity Jane Felicity kit. So I decided to cut them up at once, just so to save some time, and it's quite easy to cut it using my Fiskars cutter here, as you can see. And so I'm just trimming them all. I'm not actually going to trim the individual sticker itself, just mainly because I'll just trim it when I need it, and there's no real kind of time saving to make there. And the next thing I'm doing here is I'm just sticking down all the stickers. So I decided to use 3 of them in consecutive in row. And I'm also going to be adding another label because I want to add some short journaling onto it. So I'm just looking through a bunch of products I've got in my stash. I want an orange coloured label. And I'm just kind of looking through, and what you saw just me looking through just then was another Felicity Jane kit called Maggie. I went with the label that I actually printed out using Calico's digital file. So I bought the digital file, printed it out, and then I used a Silhouette Cameo to cut that up. And I'm actually going to be posting a video on how I do that real soon. So just in case you're interested in cutting one out or creating your own labels, that's what I'm going to be doing. And now I am going to add some sequins. So I'm actually going to be adding one sequence. It's a star sequin, which is from the Felicity Jane kit. And I use the glossy accent, to attach that down. And then add some short journaling, and I call that done. And next thing I'm going to do here is I want to add some journaling directly onto this photo, and I see that natural spot there just on the edge. So on the edge of that table there. So I decided to add some word phrase stick, which is from the Drive story kit from Ali Edwards, and also wrote directly onto the photo using the silver pen, which I bought from Elliott's website, and I bought it recently. I think it's actually made by American Craft. So some of you who get access to American Craft pens like that, so they probably are quite similar to those. But this is an Elliott's branded one. So, and now I'm just kind of cutting up a 3x4 journaling card, which is from the Calico kit, and the card itself has kind of 2 tick boxes. So I decided to cut it up and then make it into a flag by kind of trimming the edge into, you know, those into kind of a flag, what do you call it, triangles there, the end. And now I'm just adding some journaling. So the reason I trimmed that journaling card down to 2 boxes is mainly because we ordered 2 things. So I just tick the boxes and then just added some details about the food that we ordered. And the next thing I'm doing here is I want to add a little something. I don't really have journaling to add here, so I'm just looking into what can I add. I decided to go with this piece of chipboard, which is from the Staff Story kit, once again from Elliott's, and I call that done. And now I'm going to be using this brand new stamp set from the Felicity Jane kit. And one of the really cool thing about Felicity Jane's kit is that you get a stamp set as well as a bunch of products, like, you know, paper, pen paper, and, you know, embellishments, etc. And so I'm using a 3x4 journaling card from Calico, and then I'm just adding a, what did I say? So it says a reason to smile, and then I'm using another stamp, which is, you know, has a bunch of stars on it, and it's really cool because some of the stars are kind of painted in, but some are just outlined. So, and then I just use my VersaFine black ink to just kind of add a few stars on it, just to create my own pattern around the stamp image in the middle there. And I don't know whether you saw me doing just then, but I stamped kind of multiple times. So some of the stamp images is actually a bit lighter than the other. And I really like the output of that, like, you know, the result of that one. It's still kind of one of my favorite parts about this spread, definitely. And now I'm adding a die cut piece, which is from the Hip Kit Club's July 2016 kit. And I'm also adding that puffy heart sticker there, which is also from the Hip Kit Club's Scrapbook kit from July 2016 as well. And now I'm adding some journaling there using my Sharpie black pen. I have to say, the Sharpie black pen is still one of my favorite pens to use to add some journaling directly onto the photo. I like the how fine it was, and the one I bought, the one I've got, is actually the ultra fine one, and yeah, it's really, I really like it. Okay, so next thing I'm doing here is I'm going to use this die cut piece, which once again from the Hip Kit Club's July Scrapbook kit as well, and so I stuck that down using my rolling adhesive, and then I'm going to be adding some stamping using the stamp set, which is from Felicity Jane Felicity kit as well. And I'm going to be stamping the word amazing, which is pretty funny, using my VersaFine black ink. And I'm just cleaning up using some baby wipes, and I think the best thing about the VersaFine black ink is that it's really easy to clean, usually. Sometimes it's not so much when the stamp set is actually quite intricate. Sometimes it's actually quite hard to clean, but usually it's pretty easy. And what I tend to do is I just, you know, put the baby wipe on the ground, and then just kind of use you know, holding the block on top, and then just kind of scraping it, you know, rubbing it, you know, up and down essentially. And it's really quick an easy way to clean your stamp set, to be honest. I prefer that than, you know, using the wipe and trying to clean it up just using on top. So it's essentially a similar way of cleaning to if you have one of those scrubbing pad, which is pretty cool. And now I'm just adding the word C here, which is the chipboard pack is actually from Bella Boulevard, but I've got the product itself from as part of the Hip Kit Club's July 2016 kit. So I'm adding the word C, and I'm also going to be adding a puffy sticker, a hard puffy sticker there, which is also from the Hip Kit Club as well. And then I'm just adding some journaling directly onto that that arrow there. And then I'm also going to be using my Sharpie pen to outline the word C as well. And now the next thing I'm going to do is to add something onto this 3x4 photo here. And I was actually going to add some word phrase stickers. I was going to, and kind of playing around with it, seeing which one I want to add. I also want to add some journaling onto it, so I decided to go with this kind of sticker here, which is like a flag, which is also from this Felicity Jane Felicity kit as well. So I'm just trimming that down, and I was actually going to add some word phrase stickers, but once I stuck that flag down, I kind of like, I don't know, I'm not sure about that. So instead, I'm going to be stamping on that flag there. So I'm just going through a bunch of stamp sets I've got in my stash, and I decided to go with this one, which is from the Drive Story kit, which says Go. And I stamped it off to the side a little bit, so that's why I had to use some, I put a piece of paper underneath it so it doesn't get onto my workspace. And then I use a 08 precision black pen to outline the word Go, just so to create a box around it. And now I'm just going back to my favorite black pen, which is the precision black pen number 03, to add some journaling there. And the next thing I'm doing here is I'm going to be adding some word phrase stickers, which are all from the Felicity Jane Felicity kit once again. And then, yeah, I'm adding 3. I usually try to add, 3, either 3 or 1, just mainly because I think, 2 just look a little bit too even. I don't know why. And what am I doing next? I am just adding some journaling directly onto that photo there. To be honest, could have used the silver pen, but I thought, I could see it using a black pen, so that's what I went with. And the next thing I'm doing here is I want to use these chipboard pieces, which are from the Calico Documenter kit. So I'm adding 3 of them, and what do they say? They say, fresh with love. So, and the background to that is we went to a fast food joint, I guess, called Freshness Burger when we were in Japan. So I thought it was fresh with love sounds pretty cool. And the next thing I'm doing here is, what am I doing? I am looking for a way to add some journaling onto this photo here, and I kind of want something to go in the middle. So I'm just using a label, which I printed out using Studio Calico's digital file, and then the silhouette to cut that up. And I want to add a little bit of kind of embellishments or 2, I guess, on the side of this label. I went with this heart here, which is from the Hip Kit Club's July kit once again. And I kind of add that onto the right side a little bit, just mainly because I feel when I put it in the middle, I felt a little bit lopsided, even though now it's actually on one side. But It's actually, I felt like it was more grounded that way. And now I'm just cutting out this tag here, which is also from the Felicity Jane kit as well. And one thing that is kind of interesting about this kit, the Felicity Jane kit, is that they're not pre-cut, so you actually do have to cut them yourself. And my problem with this is that, you know, for the intricate, like, you know, for the tags, and that's absolutely fine, but for the intricate kind of pieces like flowers and stuff, I don't think I'm gonna be cutting them out because I'm horrible at fuzzy cutting. So, but at least for the tags and all the, you know, the straight edges one, kind of, you know, circles or those kind of things, I think I'll probably will use them. Now I just stamped the phrase "live in the moment" there using my VersaFine black ink and also the Ali Edwards Crafter ink, and the colour itself, oh sorry, no, I stamped it using my VersaFine black ink for the phrase "live in the moment," but then I'm also stamping that kind of scallop edge there using the Crafter's ink, and the ink itself is called Olympia, I believe. So it's kind of a darkish green, but I think it's surprisingly really nice. It doesn't look that grey when you see it online, but like, you know, when you actually stamp using it, like, it just seems to, the colour itself seems to fit with most things. It doesn't overwhelm anything, and it's just kind of, it fits really well. So, and I also add some journaling directly onto that tag using the silver pen, which I used earlier, which I got from Ali Edwards website. And the last thing I'm doing here is I'm just going to be adding some journaling. So I'm just going through a bunch of things I've got in my stash, and I went with this 3x4 card, which is from the Drive Story kit, and I think you get a few of the same card, and they're not, you know, they're not very thick, they're not like normal cardstock, they're more like, you know, printing paper, which is about, you know, 80 grams or something, rather than the kind of a thicker cardstock, which is usually about, you know, between more like 210. So, you know, this is not very thick at all, but that's absolutely fine. I like how it has, you know, those boxes on top, tick boxes on top, where you can say, you know, vacation or whatever. And so, yeah, so and I just added some journaling talking about our last week in Japan. And then I also added that heart there, which is from the Calico website as well. So that is it, guys. Thanks for joining me again today. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you give it a thumbs up so I know that you enjoyed it. Here's some close up, and if you want YouTube to let you know when my next video comes out, please subscribe, and I hope you have a great day. Bye!